Hey everybody, it's Kim Hawk, and I'm known as YouTube's fairy godmother of real estate. And today is January 24th, 2025. The reason why I want to date is we've got something super exciting to share with you today. There was a brand new first wave couple of Disney cruise trips on the new Disney Treasure. And so I want to say a big shout out to Dee Bellavati, our YouTube producer, plus my husband, Rod Hawk. We did a lot of filming on this cruise ship. We hope that you'll enjoy it. The idea is hopefully many of you will think about moving to Central Florida. Would love to do that. That's what we do as our livelihood. We have a real estate company right here in the town that Disney built called Celebration Florida. And so what I'm trying to point out is how easy it is in order to be able to just to drive to the Port Canaveral, grab one of these incredible cruise line ships. Today, we're going to be talking about Disney Treasure. To be honest with you, I think it's at the top of my list of any cruise ship. If you haven't had the opportunity to check our other videos out, please go to Near Disney YouTube channel and check them out, because we've got over 700 videos about the perks, the benefits of living in Central Florida. So anyway, let me do our little intro. And sit back, relax, watch this great video. I'll be back at the end in case you have any questions. And especially for those of you watching from up north where it's nice and chilly. Actually, it's been snowing in part of Florida, not in Orlando, but this may bring a little warmth to you. I hope you enjoy the video. It's really a great ship, the Disney Treasure. Here we go. Have you ever wondered, wouldn't it be great to be able to live in a location where you could just pack up, figure out in 3 days, hey, there's a cruise that's going out of Port Canaveral, and you can go to wonderful places, take a break, and you don't have to worry about getting on an airplane in order to get there a day early to make sure you don't miss that flight. You can just drive over, and that's what we're getting ready to do. So stay tuned as we get ready to show you some really nice highlights of the new Disney Treasure cruise ship with Walt Disney World. In this video, we're going to show you what to expect if you are planning a Disney Treasure cruise and give you a full overview of the ship and the cruise itinerary. And many of you have been asking, well, maybe I don't want to go on a Disney cruise line because you think that there's lots and lots of children that are on the cruise ship. Well, I can tell you that we're big fans of children, but we did take the point of view as two adults on a cruise ship experiencing it without kids this time. If you haven't had the opportunity, we did do a video on the Disney Wish, where we did talk about all the wonderful children's amenities that they have, the clubs that they have. But for the Treasure, for this point, we are going to show you all the fun adult things that are available to you. Now, I wanted to point out something that's kind of key that we've learned from many of our cruise friends. Once you start seeing 7-day cruises, you tend to find that it's more adults that are there, because unless it's during the summer, a lot of the kids are not able to get out of school, right? So a 3 or 4 day cruise, you're probably going to find more children. But once again, the children that we did experience on the Disney Treasure, they were just full of life, wonderful, dressed in Disney costumes, having a great time. So for us, it enhanced our experience. So let's continue to tell you more about what our experience was on the Disney Treasure. One of the best experiences about living in Central Florida is that it only took Rod and I an hour to get to Port Canaveral. So we decided to drive it, have our car available to us so that we could have it available once we were going to be coming back after 7 days. And you were parked right beside the cruise ship. And boy, what a great experience it is being at the port going into the Disney Cruise Line. They've got their systems down pat. It's like being at a theme park where they know how to keep moving people forward. And what an experience it was when you were starting to board the Disney Treasure. You get into a ballroom where they announce your names, and you see that it's dedicated to Jasmine and Aladdin. You see the most magnificent colors, but let me tell you, this ship has got to be the most gorgeous ship we have ever cruised around. The staterooms, we had a balcony room. I think that's so key if you're going to be out on the ocean, to be able to have a balcony, sit out, enjoy the weather, look at the water. I think it just recenters you. Don't you think so? But I was super, super impressed with the decor. It was absolutely gorgeous. We had the opportunity to hear from Bob Weiss, who was a former president of Walt Disney Imagineering, and he talked about how they are able to make custom carpets and just the artwork. When you were coming into this cruise line, you just felt like you had left the real world and you're going into this very magical land that only Disney can create. The first night, they're going to have a sail away party. How fun is that? Disney does it better than anybody. When you start combining all the talents of the Disney Imagineers with lighting and sound, the staging, the storyline, and of course the talent was incredible. The audio, it will just blow you away. You will want to make sure you get to see all of the great shows that they have available to you. Day 2 on the Disney Treasure, you are at sea, and so that gave you an opportunity to really walk around the ship and see things like the restaurants, the shopping, the bars, the activities, the recreation. You were like, oh, I'd like to play ping pong. And then you realize that they have this heroes area for adults and kids where they had ping pong tables, basketball courts, and then they would have recreation that would include things like karaoke, bingo. There was a night where I think the prize pot was over $10,000. And so that was the day that you wanted to explore and look at everything that's available on this gorgeous, gorgeous ship. Our restaurants that we were able to experience, we had a couple of nights when we were in 1923. That is a restaurant that's dedicated to Walt Disney and Roy Disney. There's all kinds of beautiful artwork. The room is just set up just so elegantly, and we were rotated around to different restaurants. There was also another restaurant called Marvel. It was very interactive, where you'd see Spider-Man running around, and they had a storyline that was going on while you were eating. We also were able to enjoy a themed evening for the movie Coco. So it was a Mexican restaurant, and there were people that were performing in the center of the room. So we experienced Enchante. And then my favorite spot on the boat was a lounge called The Rose. And as you look at these visuals, you'll see why. It was just the place so you could sit before the sun would set and look at the ocean. And it was just peaceful, and the music was gorgeous. Now, when you wanted something more casual, there was a buffet style type of restaurant, and it was named after the town in Missouri where Walt Disney grew up, Walt and Roy. It was called Marceline, and it looked like a garden. It was fabulous as well. On the Treasure, they take coffee very seriously. One of my favorite places was called the Jade Cricket. They had a machine that on all these different options, you could have something where it said the Jade Cricket, and it was actually a spot that I wanted to visit several times. I absolutely love the coffee on the Treasure. There was no charge for you to go into the fitness room. It was beautiful, and I worked out a couple of days there. They also had a beautiful spa. It was called the Senses Spa. We did get a day pass for that. I think a day was fine because there was just so much to do. Tortola, which is in the British Virgin Islands, when we woke up that morning, it looked like a painting. It was so spectacular. And you had lots of sailboats out there, yachts that were available. We decided to grab a tour. It was very easy. And it was, I think, a 2-hour tour, of which they took us all the way to the top of the island. So you got the most magnificent views. Look at some of these visuals that we're showing you now. Then the very next day, it was super easy because we were adjacent to St. Thomas.
So we're on our 4th day of a fantastic 7-day trip on Disney's newest ship, the Treasure. We're standing at Mountain Top, which is one of the largest lookouts here in St. Thomas, over 1,540 feet above sea level. So you have these beautiful views of all of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
The island is spotless, white, sugary sand like you would find in Clearwater Beach. They have lots of places for you to be able to enjoy the island, lots of food, lots of drink, lots of clean bathrooms. Just really a wonderful experience. While back on the ship, you're going to find some spectacular gathering rooms. My favorite was called the Sarabi Lounge, and all the attention to detail that Disney does is incredible. So there is a bar called the Haunted Mansion Parlor, and it is pretty spectacular. You will start experiencing, hopefully you're seeing some video now, of just some very cool Disney Imagineered space. There was a place called the Periscope Pub, supposed to be kind of an homage to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. They had big open spaces, and that was a place you could also go see some sporting events. There were a lot of football games that were going on. There was a Skipper's Society, which was an homage to the Jungle Cruise. It seemed to be a very nice core hub for a lot of activities. They would have lots of trivia. I just found that it was so much fun. It was very well done. Then there was a place called the Scat Cat, and it's a piano bar. And then they had a piano player that was there. They had a Pirates Night, and just lots of excitement, and just super, super well done.
So we're trying to show you a special passageway to 18 and above, but what we're also doing is walking past the Aqua Mouse, which is a really cool water slide that goes all around the Disney Treasure. So make sure that you go to the back of the ship if you are looking for an adults only experience. It really is good for the soul. It allows you to just breathe in some fresh air. The moon is gorgeous, and you feel like there's nobody else right beside you. It's a wonderful thing.
I would like to say thank you so much to the Disney Vacation Club family. They're the ones that invited us on this cruise ship. One of my fondest things that I will recall was meeting hundreds of Disney Vacation Club members who absolutely love being members. So on behalf of Rod and myself, we want to say thank you. We hope that this video was informative. If I can ever help you with any of your real estate needs, please call me at 407-808-9845. Please go to our Near Disney YouTube channel, subscribe and like. I want to say we have over 700 videos talking about how cool it is living in Central Florida. We would love to help you or your loved ones, and hopefully we might see you on the Disney Treasure. I'd love to go back there again. All right, you guys, take care. Appreciate you watching. See you real soon. Bye-bye.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's Castle, because this is truly a magical place to live.
So what did you guys think? I think Dee Bellavati did a great job. That was so much content that we just threw at him. Took us a couple of weeks in order to try to really give you a good broad stroke viewing of what the Disney Treasure is all about. I think he did a great job. I want to say thank you to Rod Hawk too. He was constantly filming, constantly following. We were constantly trying to figure out where all the nooks and crannies were on the Disney Treasure. And I will guarantee that if you go on that ship, you're just going to get blown away. The colors, the cast members, the details, the Disney vibe that you can only get with Disney, really anywhere, is super, super prominent on the Disney Treasure. So we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you have an interest in the town of Celebration, Florida, we do a Monday night show at 7 p.m. called Information on Celebration. Wednesday, my Realtor Dream Team gets together Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and they talk about that 25-mile radius around Cinderella Castle. So they'll be talking about everything from Orlando to Winter Garden to Windermere to Dr. Phillips to Celebration to Kissimmee. And so we are here and we are producing videos. Please feel free to call me at 407-808-9845. If there's some content that we haven't done yet, always feel free to text me because we are open to doing some more content. We're getting ready to do a series that's very user-friendly. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. You don't buy and sell houses every day, right? So we do. And so what I thought I would do is just take over 25 years of my experience, start doing some YouTube videos about what do you do when you start thinking about wanting to sell your house? What are the steps? What do you do when you're first starting to think about buying a house? What does it mean to have to talk with a lender? What are the interest rates? All that nitty gritty stuff that I normally have day-to-day conversations with. I figure I'm going to put them evergreen on a video and try to help everybody. Sound good? All right. Well, stay warm. And once again, hope you liked it. Check out the Disney Treasure. And until the next time, we wish you well. Take care.